Hi, Jim Graden here with another episode of Inside the UBC as we continue focusing on the techniques in our kickboxing class. Today we're going to work what we call the straight punch, or straight right hand, or cross. You hear a lot of different terms for it, but it's basically the power punch, the straight punch that I always talk about when I teach martial arts to children. The first thing they should have to defend against is that looping right hand to the left side of the face, because of course the majority of us are right-handed, and boy, if somebody attacks us, most likely the bully's right-handed, so we learn to protect that part. So let's focus on how to throw that right hand or that straight punch properly without looping it. Basically how a pro would throw it. Now, helping me today is Amber. Amber's again one of our students here at the UBC National Headquarters. Amber, go ahead and put your left leg towards me. And I like to use mitts to teach kickboxing techniques. It's not really required, but I think it's easier for me to communicate this to you. Now, a couple things that you need to focus on when you throw the cross or the straight right hand. This is a power punch, so it's weight shifting's involved. When you throw a jab, your weight stays centered and you're just kind of utilizing the jab to set up the power punches like the cross. Now, a couple things. When you throw that cross, first thing you should focus on is getting your elbow up behind that punch. If you're a beginner, the very first thing you should do when you throw a cross is make sure that elbow is behind your punch. As you get more skilled, you can kind of bring that elbow up on contact. But you've got to make sure that the elbow's behind the punch to create power and to make sure that your hand and your arm's in a position to withstand the impact and also less chance of hurting yourself. At the same time as we throw this punch, Amber's going to turn her heel, her hip, and her shoulder to create power. She's also going to shift 70% of her weight forward as she throws the punch. So go ahead and hands up there, Amber. You notice her body is centered, her weight centered. She throws that right hand and punch. Bang. Now go ahead and hold it out there for me. Ready and punch. Now from there, we're going to want to protect that face. And if you notice, she's got great weight distribution here. See how that weight's gone forward? See how that front knee's bent? Plus her back heel is off the ground. So she's got full rotation. Now in the kickboxing classes, because you're there for fitness, it's not as important. But if I was trying to teach you how to fight, I'd also emphasize keeping your chin down. The old saying in kickboxing is the only time you got your chin up is someone's got a camera. But I understand you're here for fitness, it's not as important. Now she's going to rechamber it, and as she rechambers, she comes back to 50-50. This is real important. A lot of times you'll throw that rear punch and all of a sudden you keep all your weight on your lead leg and then all your punches are being punched with all the weight forward. That's a big mistake. You want to make sure that when you throw that punch that you rechamber it. It's another reason I like to hold the mitts, because I want her firing straight in, straight out. Boom. So it's straight in, straight out, and on the mitts it's a little easier to tell if she's going to slide. Ready and punch. Boom. Nice. Get that elbow up good too. Ready and fire. Bang. One more time. Ready, fire. Bang. Good punch there. Also, with any technique, we're breathing out. We're not holding our breath. Now, Amber, let's go to the heavy bag and let's try it on the heavy bag, if you would, please. There you go. Hands up. Now, one thing that's important to understand, common mistake, throwing the punch and hitting it here. The power of any punch, especially the cross or the jab, is the last 3 to 6 inches. So you want to be away from the target when you make contact, making sure you get full range of motion. Your elbow doesn't lock, but it comes close to fully extending. Let's try that rear hand strike, ready and punch. Oh, nice, elbow comes up. Oh, nice punch. Bang, one more time. Very nice, good punch. All right, that's the cross, the straight right, rear hand strike, all the different terms used for it. But that's the punch that you use. A lot of times it comes after the jab, straight to the target, back to guard, okay? And next episode, we're gonna focus on coming back with the hook punch. But that's for the next one, so you gotta stick around.